number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County over the last 24 hours is 864, with 34 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 2 additional cases were reported with no new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Bella Shaw. It's Thursday, March 17th. LA County residents recently infected with the coronavirus will be able to get free anti-COVID pills from select CVS locations. It's part of President Joe Biden's Test to Treat program, which launched last week to allow residents to walk into local pharmacies and get tested and treated during the same visit. If they're positive for the virus, then the on-site care provider says the treatment is needed. People who already tested positive elsewhere can also show up at the participating pharmacies with their results and get the oral antiviral medication if the provider there recommends it. In LA County, 20 CVS Minute clinics are offering the free pills as part of the program's first wave. They include a location in Torrance. The address is 4235 Pacific Coast Highway. The available pills include Pfizer's Paxlovid, which can be given to everyone 12 and older weighing at least 88 pounds, and Molnupiravir, which can only be given to adults ages 18 and up and is not recommended for use during pregnancy. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued emergency use authorizations for both of these treatments. LA County public health officials say ensuring easy access to COVID-19 therapeutics for residents at elevated risk and in hard-hit communities remain a key priority. Residents who test positive for the virus and are at higher risk for severe illness should call their doctors to see if they qualify for therapeutics. The outpatient treatment option includes the oral medications, Paxlovid and Molnupiravir, which work best when taken as soon as possible after symptom onset. People who cannot get vaccinated due to medical reasons should talk to their providers about Evusheld, an injectable medicine used to prevent COVID-19 infections. All therapeutics must be prescribed by a healthcare provider and are free, although the treating facility may charge a fee for administering the treatment. Offering these treatments is a part of LA County's COVID-19 post-surge preparedness plan. Anyone with questions can also call the COVID-19 information line at 833-540-0473. The White House has a new COVID-19 response coordinator. President Joe Biden announced that Jeff Zients will leave his job next month and will be replaced by epidemiologist Dr. Ashish Jha. Zients spent more than a year leading the U.S. efforts to vaccinate Americans and manage the federal government's response to the COVID-19 surges. President Biden praised him in a statement, calling him a man of service and an expert manager. Dr. Jha is currently the Dean of Brown University School of Public Health. His appointment comes weeks after the Biden administration released a new strategy that seeks to move from crisis mode to emergency preparedness, with a focus on managing the pandemic with fewer disruptions to daily life. President Biden says Dr. Jha is one of the leading public health experts in America and a well-known figure to many Americans from his wise and calming public presence. Dr. Jha praised Zients in a tweet this morning, saying, "We are in a better place with vaccines, diagnostics, therapeutics, and much more because of his leadership." The new White House COVID-19 response coordinator also shared that, on a personal note, he is deeply honored for this chance to serve the country he loves, saying he was a poor immigrant kid who left India not speaking a word of English, who found in America a nation willing to embrace him as one of her own. Humanitarian efforts in Ukraine are growing since Russia's invasion a few weeks ago, and a Southern Californian doctor is one of those on the ground, helping with an effort that includes rescuing orphans with special needs and getting them to families in the U.S. who adopted them.
Their mission is to bring across potentially up to 25 special needs orphans from the Ukraine who've been adopted by United States families. So they're already adopted, and they need to get them across out of Ukraine back to the United States to meet with those families. Some of them are trapped. Some of them are in areas that are very difficult to get to. Some just have not had transportation to get out of the country. And so that's where our team comes in.
Dr. John Rodard is working with nonprofits Exodus and Third Wave Volunteers. The organization's partnered with a medical transport plane to a hospital in North Carolina to be taken care of. As you heard, Dr. Rodart says the impacts of the war brought about unforeseen challenges as the children they're trying to rescue are scattered across Ukraine, including Kyiv and Odessa, which they can't get into. He and other volunteers found themselves working at the Romanian border to help refugees while waiting for the children. Their mission has become more broad as they saw so much need there, and they're trying to help wherever they can as they continue to wait and look for the orphaned children. Well, Walmart wants to hire more than 50,000 people by the end of April. The company needs the additional workers to support newer parts of its businesses. The retailer is looking beyond its big box stores as it ramps up its advertising business, expanding its third-party marketplace and launching its direct-to-fridge grocery delivery service. Walmart is looking to fill roles such as personal shoppers and more than 3,000 delivery drivers as it plans to expand services to serve up to 30 million households through its in-home delivery service by the end of the year. Hiring managers are also looking for more than 5,000 engineers, data scientists, and tech experts. The company plans to open office locations in Atlanta and Toronto for the global tech team. Walmart is the nation's largest private employer with about 1.6 million employees. If you're a Cracker Barrel fan, you can now order it for delivery right here in Torrance. Cracker Barrel Old Country Store opened a new ghost kitchen just about 6 miles away in Lawndale. The kitchen is housed in other businesses or restaurants that have partnered with Cracker Barrel to cook its classic dishes and then deliver them locally. Cooks can now whip up your favorite dishes, from Grandma's breakfast sampler to its iconic fried chicken lunch or dinner. The flavors from the old-timey eatery will be delivered by DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. The nearest physical restaurant location is in Camarillo, so this new option saves you a couple of hours of driving back and forth for your favorite comfort meal. If you enjoy eating swai, also known as Vietnamese catfish, there's a recall going around right now. Corfu Foods Incorporated is recalling more than 6,500 pounds of the fish products imported from Vietnam because they were not presented for import reinspection into the U.S. The Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service says the frozen fish fillets were imported on January 15th this year in 15-pound boxes labeled Pacific Dynasty Swai Fillets. They were shipped to institutions, restaurants, and retail locations in Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Consumers may have purchased the fish in bulk or hand-wrapped from fish counters. There have been no confirmed reports of adverse reactions due to consumption of these products. Anyone concerned about a reaction should contact a healthcare provider. Restaurants and institutions are urged not to serve these products, and customers are advised not to consume them and throw them away or return them to the place of purchase. More than 24 million Americans suffer from allergies every year, and a new study reveals they'll likely face allergy seasons earlier and experience more severe symptoms in the future. Research published this week in the journal Nature Communications shows future allergy seasons could start more than a month earlier and be far more intense due to the climate crisis, with the annual pollen counts climbing up to 250%. If you're one of the millions of people struggling with allergies, here are the top 3 tips from experts. Number 1, don't work out in the morning. Allergists say that's typically when pollen counts are at their highest. Tip number 2, cover your eyes and hair. That can reduce the amount of pollen getting in. Wearing a mask could also help. Doctors say many people reported having fewer seasonal allergy symptoms since wearing a face covering during the pandemic. And tip number 3, start taking your allergy medication early. Allergists say start a couple of weeks before the spring season and don't wait until you start getting congested and having other symptoms, because by that point, it'll be too late and the medications won't work that well. Well, as we head into this weekend, be sure to tune in to Weekends in Torrance. New episodes air at 2 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday, NASA astronaut Dr. Michael R. Barrett visits a group of local students in grades 5 through 12 at El Camino College on Saturday as a part of the 2022 Onizuka Space Science Day. Then meet American journalist and CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg, who produced his weekly national radio show called Eye on Travel from the Torrance Historical Society Museum, and featured our city on his 3-hour program, which you can listen to live at 7 a.m. Saturday morning on CBS News Radio. And on Sunday, retired Community Services Director John Jones reflects on his 40 years of service at the City of Torrance and shares what he loved the most about his various positions and what drove him to succeed throughout the years. These stories and much more will be airing this weekend starting at 2 p.m. You can find us on Spectrum Cable Channel 3, Verizon Fios Channel 31, streaming on our website as well as on YouTube. Torrance Mayor Patrick Fury gave his last annual address at the State of the City in front of a live audience for the first time in more than 2 years and shared how special this moment was.
Having been cut off for 2 years from this interaction, I really think everybody enjoyed coming together and seeing each other and hearing all the great things that we do in our city. It always makes me so proud to list the accomplishments out loud.
The fact that I was born and raised here and went to grade school and high school, still live in the community, it's very special to me. Not only to be able to work at Torrance Memorial, that's special, but to be able to receive an award like this is special.
Craig Leach, President and CEO of the Torrance Memorial Medical Center, was celebrated as the Distinguished Citizen of the Year. This event was presented by the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce. You can watch the 2022 State of the City right here on Torrance Citi CABLE tomorrow at 6 p.m. as well as on our YouTube channel. Well, today is St. Patrick's Day, a day to grab a cold green beer if you'd like. And there are a few spots here in Torrance where you can do just that. 21 Square Bar and Kitchen, located inside the Torrance Marriott Redondo Beach, will have draft green beers all day for just $5. Black Angus and local craft brewery Absolution will also have green beers available. And if you happen to have some blue or green food coloring, you can turn any beer green. And Torrance has a dozen local craft breweries and counting. Grab a Torrance beer map at the California Welcome Center inside Del Amo Fashion Center. Well, before we go at the end of each program, we'd like to share feel-good stories from our community, pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. If you're looking to discover some talented performers, check out this upcoming event at the Armstrong Theater. On Sunday, March 20th at 7 p.m., Los Cancioneros Master Chorale will be joined by the Santa Clarita Master Chorale in a joint concert called Lift Every Voice and Sing. Los Cancioneros Master Chorale was established in 1949 and performs a variety of music genres. They've been performing at the Armstrong Theater for nearly 30 years. But at this special concert, they'll be singing songs of peace by Dan Forrest, Elaine Hagenberg, and their very own Alan Petker. The second half of the concert will be the Brahms German Requiem. Tickets are available at the Armstrong box office. To learn more, go to lcmasterchorale.com. Now, if you have a great story, an upcoming event, a photo or a video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday as Leslie Robbins brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.